Hello and welcome back. How are you doing, folks? Hope you're safe and well out there and you've been enjoying all the other videos. We are back with another video for you today. We are going to be doing this week's activity, so listen up. So we're going to be looking at a wee freeze so that we can do a little challenge with it. It's one we've been working on for a long time with some of you, so some of you might be new to it. We did talk about it just before the end of classes before lockdown, so hope you've had a chance to practice it, but this is a real chance to put it to the test. So here we go. What we're looking at today is the turtle freeze. So we're going to be taking that and we're going to take ourselves, I want us all to basically use this time we have available to try and master the turtle, because once you bring it back to class, then we can do something really interesting with it once we all get to that point of being able to do the freeze. Alright, so let's just get started, shall we? So basic turtle freeze, we're using the elbow points here in either side of the belly button. We've got your hands like that, wrists together, fingers facing out the way, nice wide grip as well so that you can catch as much of the floor as possible. Does that make sense? So from there we go elbows like that. So there's a little exercise you can practice if you want to get used to just the elbows pressing in the right positions and what that feels like, and just to get your wrists and elbows used to it. So if you already know the turtle, this bit might not apply to you, but if you've got a chance, you can try it at home. Remember last week's activity, we used that little wall there for some handstand stuff. So I'm going to be taking that same little space just because it's clear, and I'm going to be showing you what we're going to do here, just so you can get used to it. If you know this already, that's cool, just give us a second. So we're going to take the same position here with the elbow coming in here, and we're just going to put your hand against the wall and slowly lean in until we get that position. I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to take your hand, pop it against the wall so it's firm, and it's almost like you're doing a press up against the wall, and you're just going to keep your feet where they are, and we're just going to, you might need to lower your hand a little bit. I'm just going to bend your elbow until your elbow is kind of just on the side of your belly button, and then you straighten your arm out. So these are good little exercises, like a little wall press up, to get your arms and your wrists used to taking a little bit extra weight and where to catch and when to stop. So you've got a nice steady balance once we're doing the freezes, and then we'll just quickly swap sides and we'll try the other arm as well. So this is a little exercise you can throw in anytime you're standing near a wall, etc, etc, so we can get used to doing those little presses. Alright, so eventually I'm just doing them in one arm at the moment just to get used to it, so that'll be good for different freezes where we're doing them on one side. If you're doing baby freeze, we'll go from here and we'll try and do it now with both elbows either side of the belly button. Tense up the belly button slightly so you don't lose your lunge, and then we're going to fall forward and catch. Alright, I just need to go a little bit lower there, so that's just kind of above your hip bone, if that makes sense. Cool, so we're going to be looking at that position. Now the turtle doesn't tend to have straight legs, we tend to have them in a kind of frog leg position, so it's probably easier if your legs are just a little bit wider apart, and you can also rest your forehead if you want, and then eventually lift off your forehead. So you just want to get used to being able to catch that balance with your elbows, alright? And that should get your wrists, etc. used to those kind of, that angle where you're pressing against the wall. So this time we're going to turn it that way, and now it's going to go against the floor, and your elbow goes to the same positions we were looking at a minute ago. Alright, so again, if you know this already, sorry for the over explanation, but it's always good to revisit these details. So make sure it's nice and clear. We're going to start with your feet out wide in a kind of V position. So imagine press up but your feet out to the side rather than together. So we're going to show you side on. So press up position would be here. We're going to jump the feet out like that and then pop the knees down, alright? And then we can bring the feet back in to swing in like that, so we have a frog position. And from here we can slide your knees out, which as you can see lowers your back down, and then we can lower onto your elbows, if that makes sense. Alright, so that might be one way to find it easiest to do it. So starting with my knees here, bringing my hands forward, and I'm just going to get them ready on the position here. Catch. And we're going to just slowly find that position, and then once you're ready, we're going to lift up the knees, alright? So like we did with the mushroom freeze on week 1, take your time and find a balance first. There's no rush here, alright? So we can take your time to do that. Excuse me. Something else we could do, which might help you, and I've talked about this in other videos, if you're using things around you to support your weight, we could quite easily take something quite simple, like a box that's lying around, and use that to hold your feet up at the back while we do the balance. So I can set my feet up on the box, or pillow, or cushions, or whatever you want, some books, and that way it can help keep my feet up in the right position and not have to use so much strength while I'm getting used to it, alright? So again, I talk about that in class a lot, but we don't always have props to show you what I'm talking about. So hopefully if you can find something around that will help support you while you're learning this. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is get the full freeze. So let me just show you it one more time so you can see it nice and clearly. The full version for this next part is going to involve your head and feet off the floor, hopefully, right? If you're not there yet, no problem, just concentrate on getting into that stage. That's your challenge, alright? If you already know the turtle, your challenge will be to take it from this position that we have where we're setting up. We're going to lift up here and we're going to try and hold it for as long as possible, okay? So we're going to set ourselves a new personal best. So I might as well try that with you just so you know what, my wrist's a bit sore after trying that, so hopefully I can hold it a few seconds and give you a good example, alright? So say I'm going to aim for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, and if I take it past that, I have beat my personal best. Does that make sense? And if so, then if 20 seconds is your new personal best, next time you're going to try and get 21. So I hope you know what I'm saying. So I'll just set a personal best with you guys right now so you can try and keep up with me and see if we can all do it together. Are you ready? So if you know the turtle and you're already established and you've got the position down, this one's for you. If not, do this one separately. Once you get the hang of the turtle, using different objects, position, think to hold your positions up as I've just showed you. Alright, so here we go. Turtle freeze, are we ready? I'll do a quick countdown so we can all start together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, freeze. Alright, I'll try not to move too much so that I don't fall over. So you want to try and keep breathing, but keep those muscles engaged so that you can control them when you move about if you wobble. Alright, I have no idea how long that is. You can count along later on. I did have something to eat not that long ago, so I don't want to disappear my lunch. So I'm going to take my feet out in a wee moment. See if I can go a little bit longer. Really set the challenge for yourself. And I feel my knees coming down, so I'm just going to stop there. Alright, so if you haven't been counting but you have a chance to film yourself, you can always film it and then count it back afterwards, I think, if that is useful. Or if someone else is around, they can count for you and keep track while you're doing it. Hard thing to set up stopwatch and then get into that position, or just count it in your head. Alright, brilliant, that's this week's challenge, guys. I want to make sure that you guys are really getting the hang of the turtle. We're going to look at moving and walking turtles coming up soon, but I want you to set a personal best in terms of freeze. Alright, this freeze will help open doors to so many other freezes. So once you master this, it's going to make other things easy, and that's why it's this week's challenge. Alright, I hope you've had fun with that. I hope you can get at least 5 seconds between now and the next time I see you. If you're already quite good at that, try and double the time that you can do, alright? We've got lots of time between now and then. Alright, rock out. I'll see y'all soon. Take it easy. Peace. Step it out, y'all.